Final Cat. Young Thug, YSL members get 50 years in prison. And now it's crazy because like I said before, Young Thug had a whole $1 million worth of game interview. Shout out to Wallow and Gilly, where they was trying to tell him like, yo, not everybody gonna be built like you. And they try to spin so many analogies and say it in so many different ways. And it seemed like he still didn't understand. He seemed like he did a little bit, but he seemed like he really didn't understand. And now he has to face what, the advice that was trying to be given to him, that not everybody's gonna be like him. And now look at all this playing out. Everybody is just waiting for that plea deal to come, and they taking it. They not, you know what I'm saying? They not standing on what they told them.
The law sentence you to the maximum sentence.
Maximum exposure of 50 years to serve in prison.
Welcome back to Industries TV, and today,
Shout out to Industries TV too, by the way.
we still talking about Young Thug and YSL. So before we get into this video, make sure y'all smash that like button, and if you're not subscribed to this channel, make sure you subscribe with post notifications turned on. Now, two of Young Thug YSL members turned down a plea deal after 7 other members took the plea deal to get released and testify against Young.
I know that judge was shocked. Like, yo, y'all really gonna take this 50?
Thug. Now finally, we got some real street dudes right here that's willing to do 30 to 40 years for the. But nah, I'm being sarcastic. We just gonna have to wait and see how this whole thing plays out, because they might just flip. They might just turn around and
I thought they said they took it though.
say, I'm gonna take the plea. We don't know, but they was in court today, so we gonna go ahead and get to those clips, and then we gonna come back with our commentary. Let's go.
Your Honor, as it relates to Mr. Tanquarius Mender, Mr. Mender is charged with count 1 of the indictment, conspiracy to violate the Racketeer Influence and Corrupt Organizations Act, which carries a sentence of 5 to 20 years. He's also charged with count 44 of the indictment, which is possession of a weapon by an incarcerated individual, which carries a sentence of 1 to 5 years. Count 45, possession of a telecommunication device by an incarcerated individual, which carries a sentence of 1 to 5 years. And last, count 46, which is participation in criminal street gang activity, which carries a sentence of 5 to 20 years.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, them charges do sound harsh, but at the same time, them charges are beatable. So I could understand them not taking a plea deal, because it don't make sense. They could beat those charges without throwing Young Thug under the bus. As long as we don't hear anything about them doing hits, doing drills, doing anything of that nature, them other charges are beatable. Or even if they do have to spend time, it's gonna be a little bit of time, not a lot. Those numbers sound harsh, but they not really harsh. That's just the max they talking about.
Mr. Mender is an ANC recidivist. The state did file a recidivist notice on December 9th of this year. If Mr. Mender was found guilty of all the counts in the indictment, he'd be looking at a maximum exposure of 50 years to serve in prison.
So that must be the second guy. We gotta really pay attention to see what she talking about this second guy, because 50 years, if they not talking about a body, they not talking about throwing out hits, they not talking about doing drills, 50 years, like, come on now. Anyway, let's continue.
And now, could you explain the difference, I think, for Ms. I'm sure that Ms. Fagan has probably explained that to her client, but can you tell Mr., for the benefit of the record and for Mr. Mender's benefit, what potentially may happen if he were to be convicted of any of these particular counts? Like, what would, under A or C?
Yes, if he's convicted of any of the counts, as an ANC recidivist, Mr. Mender, you would have to get the maximum amount on.
What I don't know all this court talk. What the heck is an ASC recidivist? What is that? Y'all let me know in the comment section.
For that charge, and then whatever time the court gives you, which if it was to be the maximum, you have to spend every day door to door.
Oh, so they trying to give that dude the max. He must not be a U.S. citizen.
Oh.
He must be from somewhere else, because they trying to give him the max plus whatever the courts give him.
Which means you have to spend every day in custody.
He had no good time.
No.
It's a to-the-door sentence.
Yes, he would get any credit for a time served.
Of course, yeah,
But
absolutely.
anything else would be a full sentence door to door.
So his max is 50 years?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, and what's the state's offer?
Yes, Your Honor. The state's offer for Mr. Mender as to count 1 is 16 years to serve 1 year committed to time served with a balance of 15 years on probation. The state would offer that his probation could be terminated upon successful completion of the first 10 years of this sentence, provided that he violated no provisions of the agreement or no special conditions of the agreement, and that he violates no law of the state of Georgia.
Oh, they really trying to play chess and not checkers. They really want Young Thug. They don't want those two dudes, because what I'm hearing right here is that they want to give him the max. But if he take that plea deal and he testify against Young Thug, they said they would give him 15 years of probation. And if he do 10 years clean with no problem, they would cancel it out. So you go from doing 50 years in jail to doing 15 years of probation, meaning you could be out living your best life as long as you don't get in trouble. Like, who wouldn't take that? But let's see how this plays out.
As to count 44, the state's recommendation is 5 years to serve 1 year commuted to time served with a balance to be served on probation, concurrent with count 1. As to count 45, it would be 5 years to serve 1 year commuted to time served in confinement. Commuted to time served, followed by 4 years on probation, concurrent with counts 1 and 44. And count 46 would be 16 years to serve 1 year commuted to time served, followed by 15 years on probation, concurrent with count 1, 44, and 45. Would be the offer.
Now, I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. If I was them, I would take the offer. I'm sorry. I would take the offer. I'm not doing 50 years behind bars when I could get 15 years.
Yo, what y'all doing? Let me know what y'all doing. Y'all taking the 50 or y'all taking the 15 years on parole? Let me know what y'all doing.
Years probation to be out living my life, my best life, seeing my family, etc., etc. Yeah, I know if you do the crime, you do the time. I understand that. And he was in the streets, so he gotta abide by those street rules, which I think is BS. But it is what it is. I'm just giving my opinion.
I mean, how I look at it is, I'm not a street person. I don't care to be a street person. I'm in a whole different lane. You feel me? I don't like to be in trouble. I try to stay out of trouble as much as possible. Try to stay out the way as much as possible. But I feel like if you're gonna be in the streets and this is the lane you signed up for, this is what you stamping, this is what you pushing, this is what you promoting, stand on everything you said. That's how I feel as a person. That's with anything though. That's not just with street shit. That's just stand on what you said.
Mr. Mender also is currently on another indictment, 21 SC 178250. In this case, as a part of the agreement, would run concurrent with that case whenever he resolved that other case, Your Honor.
Is that before me or before another division?
It is in this division currently, Your Honor, and that's being handled by ADA Lauren Jansen with the state.
Does he have bond on that case ending in 250?
I don't believe he has a bond on that case. No, he has a no bond status.
But on this case, he could go home today.
Correct. If he was given a bond, he would. This case, he would not have served any jail time on this case.
Okay.
And that offer will also conclude today, Your Honor.
Ms. Fagan, have you communicated that to your client in terms of is that to correctly summarize the plea agreement or the potential plea offer, I should say?
The only change was that he wasn't aware of the concurrent status for the second case. At this time, though, he still maintains a not guilty plea.
Sure.
Respectfully rejects the offer, and we announce ready for trial.
Now, I hope he understand. If he blow trial, they not giving him the least. They giving him the max. So if they was talking about that 50 years for him and not the other dude, he gonna get that full 50 years if he blow trial. He should have took that plea deal. Now, it is what it is. He want to stand strong. He was in the streets. He was doing what he was doing. Gotta respect it. But if it was me, Y'all already know, but let's continue.
Okay, Mr. Mender, I'll tell you and I'll tell Mr. Beatty and Mr. Stevens the same thing, okay? At this point, you have the absolute right to plead not guilty, and that's what the law will presume, and the court will, of course, instruct that you have a presumption, and the presumptions and protections you enjoy as a criminal accused. You have to decide for yourselves what you want to do in this particular case, depending upon the results or the outcome of the trial. The only thing I would tell you, Mr. Mender, is the most, and I'm sure that Ms. Fagan, she is a very fine attorney. Seen her work. But trials, there's one thing about trials, it's uncertainty. You don't know what's gonna happen.
Yo, it really seemed like he's trying to be nice to them. Like, it seems like he's trying to sweeten them up. He's trying to be nice to them, letting them know in like a different type of way. Like, yo, you don't know what you're getting yourself into. We really don't want you. We want, but he can't say that out loud. Like, yo, we don't want y'all. We really want y'all to go home scot-free. We really don't care about y'all. We just want him. That's what I'm taking from what he's saying. The way he's saying it and all that, the tone and everything, that's how I'm taking it.
So, you gotta beat 4 counts. If you don't beat them, what will happen is, under this A&C recidivist statute, I have to, under the law, sentence you to the maximum sentence. And then whatever I sentence you to, you serve to the door. That's not anything I have any discretion over. It's not anything because I don't like you or because of what you're being charged with or whatever. Those have nothing to do with anything.
Really seemed like
that's what the state of Georgia, the legislature has mandated that I sentence you to. So one of the things a plea does is you know what you're getting. It caps your exposure. So, and what the state's telling you today is if you take the plea today, this is what you're going to get, and this is what I probably sentence you to, and you're done. You got to decide that for yourself. You can't be worried about any of these other folks that are attached to this indictment, because a plea is individual to that particular person for.
Bro, he telling bro, he telling bro, every man for yourself. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to tell you right now, every man for yourself. If I was you, I'd take it. Don't worry about what nobody else gonna say about you. Take it. That's crazy.
Those particular reasons that he or she feels is of best interest to them, not anybody else. So, if you want a couple minutes out to talk with Ms. Fagan about that, nobody will be the wiser, and certainly. But if you don't wish to do so, that's fine too. You'll get the fairest trial that the law demands and expects you to get. You will get that.
Just like I was saying, he will have to serve the maximum time that they give him if he blow trial. And trial is really iffy. You never know what's going to come out of it. Look what just happened to Tory. So I'm pretty sure he going to speak with his lawyer. They're going to come to an agreement. Either he going to take the plea deal or he going to ride that wave. And he might just catch that 50.
I, as a trial judge, will make sure that that occurs. But one of the things I cannot do is, I can't force the state at the end of trial to pull this recidivist notice. If you get convicted, they can maintain it and you'll serve every day of it. And Ms. Fagan can ask them to pull it and they can say no. I can't make them do that. So you got a lot to think about. So I'll give you a few more minutes to ponder that, because that is, when they file a recidivist notice, they have basically, in poker terms, they've called. Like, what do you want to do? So I'll let you think about that and you can let me know, and if not, then we'll see you next week for trial.
Now, not only did he reject the state's offer, the other guy rejected the state offer also. His lawyer stood up and said, we are in the same position. Now, maybe they know something that we don't know. We just gonna have to wait and see. But at the end of the day, these boys are facing football numbers if they blow trial.
Mr. Beatty, where are you?
Here, y'all. Judge, we're in a similar situation. We would reject the state's offer as provided on record, Your Honor. However, Mr. Beebe would ask the court if the court would hear a non-negotiated plea as to the indictment.
I would.
If that's the case, Judge, Mr. Beebe was then asked if he does not agree with Your Honor's sentence, would the court allow him to withdraw the plea and proceed to trial?
I need to think about that for just a second, okay?
Understood.
Just give me a minute, okay? But yes, that's more than fine.
Thank you, Judge.
Mr. Beebe, you got the same same discussion I had with Mr. Mender applies to you, but let me just get back with you in just a second, okay? Mr. Stevens, where are you?
Right here, Judge.
Okay, madam, are you still talking to your client?
Yes, Your Honor, I'm actually still exchanging text messages with the state. So
Okay, I'm gonna take a
Thank you.
couple of minutes out and let you all continue to chat. I'm gonna just take a recess, and I'll come back in just a minute, okay?
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, you're very welcome. All right.
So now that y'all seen that and heard that, stroll down to that comment section. Tell me what y'all think about this crazy situation.
Man, what this situation is, I mean, they probably they probably know something that we don't, like he said, or they just standing up and taking time for what they did. With that being said, let me know what y'all think about this whole situation. I appreciate y'all for the love and support. Love is love, and I'm gonna catch y'all in the next video.